starts with a bill. Tens of billions. We're talking billions. Billions of dollars to invest in to expand the Port of Mobile. It's going to trickle up and help all of us, all over this state. So my vote came down to, am I willing to ask my people to make a sacrifice? Because I made one campaign promise and one only, that before each and every vote, I would consider, how is this going to affect my people? And I heard from a lot of folks, and I listened to all of them, and I have made an effort to return every phone call, every email, every text, and I'm still doing that. It's going to take me a little while, but I'm getting back to each and every person that made contact with me. And I did consider that, and therefore it came from the wrestling. I had county commissions in support, Republicans, in support of this bill. And then I've got the state party saying no. They took a vote to say no. I've got, on both sides, my constituents reaching out to me to let me know how they feel. And to think that, you don't care about how tight my budget is. Yes, I do, because I've been that person that had to scrounge through my cup holder to come up with $5 of money to put gas in my car. And I couldn't let my kids go in the store. I had 3 little kids, and I was staying at home and stay-at-home mom. I couldn't let them go in the store because I couldn't afford for them to buy a soft drink and a candy bar. So I remember what that's like. I've lived in a mobile home. And so I thought about it. And I thought, okay, go back to that Jenny. Could that Jenny make a sacrifice of less than the cost of one soda a week to invest in her community, to provide jobs and opportunity, and to invest in her state, to move us forward? Once in a lifetime opportunity. And Richard showed us how we will not get this opportunity again. We've got elections coming up in 2020. We lost the majority in the House. We've got a senator majority in the Senate. We cannot afford to wait. It's now or never. This was not the first time this transportation bill was going to be brought up, but it was the last. It's on the line. Alabama is on the line. Jenny, what are you going to do? I made my decision to support Governor Ivey's rebuild Alabama. It was not an easy decision to make, but once I poured through all that, and I apologize for being long, but I wanted you to understand what it's like, in the day of the legislature, to make these decisions, and it's tough. You know what? And I signed on for the tough decisions. It's not all photo ops and shaking hands and hey, it's tough, but that's okay. I knew that going in, and I could have taken what was politically safe for me, because I have been yelled at, screamed at, cussed at, and said, this is your term limits bill. We're going to vote you out. I will lead up the campaign for you to own it. I have heard all that. And you know what? I believe God put me here for a reason. It may be for 4 years, whatever it is. I signed on to do God's will for my life, and I believe that it was for this reason, to represent the people, and do the best I could with each and every decision, and that's what I promised to do. But I know I've thrown a lot at you, but I'm not going to keep you all day, but we'll be having lunch here in a minute. I'll be glad to take your questions. And don't feel, like, I'm a girl and you can't give me a tough question. Trust me, I can handle it. Yes, sir.
I got kind of confused on some things, but some of the things that I was reading on Facebook, like the one $13 to be added to the $7, and I understand that's already there.
That is not an addition. That is already, that's the current fee. But why that's there in print is that this is an amendment to the code of what's there. That is not a new provision.
A lot of people that come to me,
that's right.
things that was on there is
that's
not.
Right. Let's clear up a couple of those things. That's one of them. This is not a new tag fee for the gas-propelled vehicles. There is one for electric vehicles and hybrids, because they need to pay their fair share on the road too. And I'm thankful people, I want to save the environment, I want to do the best I can too, but they use the roads, and they need to pay a portion of tax and fees to help us keep the roads up that they use too. And so there's a 200 tag fee for electric vehicles and 100 for hybrids. And then there's an additional fee and part of this money now is gonna go into a fund that's gonna provide charging stations and invest in infrastructure for electric vehicles so that as that trend grows, and it will, then there'll be infrastructure there to support that. So that's one of them. Let me address another one. Y'all diverted, and it wasn't me, I wasn't there then, but I'll take the y'all, that's okay. Y'all diverted money to pay for Aaliyah and the court system. If you hadn't wasted that money, if you weren't spending that money, well, people act like that was somehow shady or underhanded or illegal to do that. No. There were 2 constitutional amendments that were voted on by the people of Alabama. Number 93 that was passed in 52, or it could have been 92 passed in 53. I'm sorry, my brain's fuzzy. But it was in the 90s. The amendment is not 92. And then Amendment 354, which was passed in 76, that stated that those funds could be used, for enforcing state laws. And so Aaliyah and the court system is part of that. So when the budget took, the nosedive, when our revenues took the nosedive, and you got to balance the budget, you've got to cover all these things. And remember, the only things that the legislature can cut is that 7%, and we're talking about public health and public safety and mental health. So that was, they had to come up with money. And so that's why that money, I'm guessing, somebody who was there might be able to tell us more about that, but there was nothing illegal about it. Governor Riley has proposed in her budget to correct part of that by this year taking half of it, by not taking half of it out of that fund. Now let me tell you, you may or may not like that. That doesn't, money coming from gas tax to pay for troopers and courts does not bother me as bad as money coming from the gas tax to pay for the seafood trust fund and wildlife. Why is that? I mean, that's some of the stuff that needs to be addressed by this joint budget committee. And there's a lot of that, but that is a misconception. The 13 and 7 is a misconception, so thank you for bringing that up. If y'all got any more, seriously, I'll take the tough questions. I saw Mr. French's hand first.
Passing that gas tax is putting a Band-Aid on a big cut. It's time you people in the legislature did your job and equalize property tax.
Well,
now, let me finish.
Okay.
71% of all property in Alabama is owned by absentee landowners. They pay as little as 25 cents an acre. They pay 2% of the taxes. We've been doing this for 121 years, passing it off the easy way out. And here we come again, putting taxes on people who own little or nothing, some of them. And the whole thing is that if you would force these out-of-state landowners to pay their fair share, and I'm talking about St. Joe Paper Company in South Alabama, who's the largest landowner in Alabama, and they pay 25 cents an acre. Gulf States, they pay as little as 10 cents an acre. So the job is to equalize taxes. I brought you a program. I want to give you a copy of it. I've studied this thing. I gave one to the majority leader. I want to give one to the senator. And I want you to buckle down and straighten it out once and for all. It's always passed on to the next generation. 10 years from now, you're going to be passing another gas tax. So I'm just asking you to do your job and equalize taxes and make it fair for all of us.
I agree with you, Mr. French, but here's the problem. The property tax is in the Constitution. It takes a constitutional amendment to change that, and people are not going to vote to raise their property taxes. They don't understand what you understand, that our tax system is out of whack. Exactly. That is exactly the point. Our property taxes should be higher to cover these things, but they're not. Therefore, we are forced to raise other taxes to compensate for that. And so that you are exactly right. But the people are not going to vote to raise their own property tax. They're just not going to do it. But that is the basic problem with the budgets in the state. You are exactly right. But we will not be coming back in 10 years because there is an index in this bill. If
That's
we're
what's
gonna,
wrong with it.
if we're gonna bite this bullet, I don't wanna do this again. And the index is a maximum, if you look at it, and, it'll take 20 years for it to go up 10 cents, which it has right now. If it had been indexed at 92, we wouldn't be doing it right now. I don't wanna do this again, I don't want somebody after me to have to do this again. So that's why the index is in there. I don't like it either, but I felt in the end it was the best thing to do, and I agree with it. Yes, sir.
One question for you, one question for Lester. Want to make sure if the tax bill passes, DeKalb County share will be in addition to the $400,000 that they're currently going to get. Is that
There's
correct?
more funds than that, yes.
Okay, so
And
they're still
I
getting
apologize.
$400,000 plus that.
Yes, there's more than that, and I mean, I did not bring my sheets. I could tell you what each city and what each county is gonna get, and I left that in Montgomery, I apologize, but that is in addition,
All
correct?
right, my next question for everyone that's here, and I haven't talked to them about this, I don't know. But we have two gaps, 3 roads closed, one probably won't be reopened on 35, but due to sliding, Tuckwater Gap, Wade Gap, going up Lookout Mountain. What is the estimated cost given to y'all to repair those two?
Really don't know until, we're gonna do some core drilling to see how deep the mud and all this, how much material stuff we're doing, so. On the three, yeah.
Where's the money gonna come from? Two of those gaps are needed, Tuckwater and Wade, that's gonna be 35, you probably get by with those. Tuckwater and Wade,
There's been applied for state and federal grants, whether we get it or not, I don't know. I don't have an answer right now.
It's
But-
gonna be up to the counties to decide their priorities and make a plan. And, you know,
The
there's.
point I was trying to make, the funds apparently not available for the many thousands, if not millions of dollars it will take to repair those two gaps.
The possibility one is happening.
Part of this money can be used, you know, if you need varnish, things like that. I mean, but there has to be a. Are there any other questions? Yes, sir.
You was talking about the board and the poultry business in Alabama. I don't know if you know it, but here in the last year and a half, the Chinese has bought most of the big poultry companies out.
That's right.
Here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna take these chickens and carry them to a automobile, send them to China, have them processed, and ship them back to Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, the only good thing I see out of that is the illegals will probably leave Alabama. And I don't have a problem with this. And another thing, like Crossville out here, that school, I went to school there when I was a kid. If the illegals was out of that school, that would be a 2A school. Do you know what they are now?
No, I don't.
They're like a 6A. It's Fort Payne. If the illegals left Fort Payne would be a 3A school. We are wasting so much money on the illegals in this state, it is ridiculous.
I'm all for the wall. Build the wall, build high. You know,
And I have a question for Nathaniel. The last 2 weeks, there's been 5 or 6 polls on this gas tax. Have you looked at them?
Yeah, I have.
98% or more voted no on every poll. We elected you, I voted for you, but I will not vote for you again. I will campaign against you from now on. We voted you in to represent the people of DeKalb County, and I feel like you've let us down.
Well, I disagree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why. You need to look back and see how much I've brought to this county since I've been in here, and you're wrong. We polled it. 45% of the people were in favor of it.
No, I've saw 6 polls and 98% of, it might be in your newspaper that you.
No, I don't own the newspaper. I don't own the newspaper. No, but the thing about it is, we did a statewide poll. I mean, listen.
This is not a statewide poll, you're representing DeKalb County. We voted you in for DeKalb County.
And I appreciate
not the
that.
state.
I appreciate that. Listen, I still think this is the right thing. I support Jenny and what she's saying. You know, I'm not doing this for a career. You know, if you want to vote me out, vote me out.
Well,
You know, my thing is change it for the next generation, not the next election. And if that's what, I'm not gonna sit on my hands when bridges in my county to the tune of 60% of them's over 60 years old, and I got grandkids that cross them every day. How responsible would I be if I did that? I wouldn't be.
y'all
So,
took $63 million out of transportation.
no, we did.
To move somewhere else.
She just
I
explained it was
read
voted
that.
on by the people. The people did that.
Nathaniel, can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? I'm 65, and I want to tell you, I've learned a lot in life here. And I've learned during the election, this room was full. We've had a division over the last month. You can see by looking in here, the people that's here. And when you're in leadership, I'm learning this. All of our DeKalb Republican meetings that we've had, it's talked against the gas tax. I've had people come up to me after the meetings and say, that's not my views. I'm sorry, you may think I'm lying, but I'm telling the truth. When I get out here and talking to the people, there's maybe 6 people in here that voted for me, maybe less. 3,400 people voted. I know that's not a lot compared to a lot of y'all. But when I got out and explained what kind of condition we're in this county, if you was in a car, held 5 quarts of oil, you'd have about 2 quarts of oil left in there. You didn't have the money to put any oil in it. These roads was gonna be gone. You're gonna drive it till it's dead, and then you ain't got nothing. But what I'm getting at, Facebook, I think I had about 3 people in favor of me. I had over 200 against what I was spending. So when I got out talking individually to the people that voted for me, when they found out that this year it was gonna be like $20 tax, next year it's gonna be less than $50 tax that they were gonna be paying, 3/4 of them said they was in favor of it.
What I'd like to say is thank you for clarifying the way that you've gone through this today and told everybody how it worked, because that is something not everybody understood. So I thank you for doing that.
I will finish with this. My poll, I'm just saying that I kept up with everybody who called me and contacted me. It was about 50-50. And so if I had voted no, then people would have criticized me and said, well, she just voted, to vote no so that she'd get reelected. I've been criticized for that too. But the bottom line was I could not vote no and cost the state of Alabama $20 million investment in our state. And voting no and doing nothing is not free. I mean, we cannot continue. It's not free to do that. I keep my tire in alignment in business from having to get my front end aligned more often than I should, because I'm on the road constantly. This will hurt me more than it will the average person. I put about 3 tanks of gas in my car a week. But the bottom line was, I felt like the sacrifice that was asked to be made of individuals was worth the benefit to the whole. And a coach has to make a decision for the whole team. It may not be the best decision for this member. It's gonna not be, but for the team. We're a team. And leaders have to make decisions based on the good of the whole. And to say that I did not consider individuals is not true, because I did. And in the end, I stand by my decision. And I think time's up, but you're in control. I'll take questions. I'll stay after and talk to anybody.
I think we have one more that, We have time for one more. You-
Okay, well,
one-
but I'll
one
stay
more.
after and talk to anybody who wants to talk. Yes,
I just want to know, is there a term limit on every year? It's going to go up 1 or 2 cents?
no, the index is not a guaranteed increase. It's based on the, National Construction Cost Index, National Highway Construction Cost Index. And so, and that fluctuates on a quarterly basis. It is not a guarantee that it's gonna go up. It depends on that index. It goes up sometimes, it goes down sometimes. So it's only gonna go, the index is only gonna kick in if that, that National Highway Construction Cost Index goes up. So,